It was a comprehensive victory. It's very difficult to fault anything in that display at all, really.
No, it was a good night for us. We needed to play well and, like I said before the game, have a good attitude. I thought the attitude and application of the players was fantastic and really important win for us.
And after a little exchange in the first half, when that first goal went in, you pretty much took control from there.
Yeah, I thought we started off a little nervous, maybe 5 minutes, which is probably just a result of us wanting to do so well so much. But then you saw the appetite of the players, that we sort of got control of it, offered a bit of a threat, sort of pushing before the goal. The goal was important, I thought, the first goal, obviously, and then we had to start a little bit on the back foot on the second half, but suffered a little bit, which is good. And then obviously to score the second goal gives us a bit of a breather. But overall, can't complain. Clean sheet, 3 goals. Great personality of the players, really good.
Wesley Fofana is bittersweet night for him because he scored. How's his injury? It looked like he banged a knee.
Yeah, it's we'll have to scan it tomorrow. We'll see how he is. Nothing to report at the moment, but that's the one disappointing thing of the evening.
Must be very satisfying with the Italian champions are there, and you are dominating them throughout the second half, pretty much.
Well, like I said, I thought it was a good performance from the team overall. I think apart from the end of the first half, they didn't have too many chances. So that says a lot about the team, about how we defended as a unit, and then we offered enough to attack, I thought, and score ourselves. But it's an important win. But obviously we've still got a long way to go in the competition, and we want to recover a game on the weekend, and then we'll see what happens next week.
And results like this help you put your identity on the squad and then the players bond together, as we've just been saying with Pierre-Emerick. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, as I've said from the start, the boys have been really open, they've been really responsible, really honest. So they've been fantastic to work with. They realise that they weren't at the levels they've been at, and they know they can do better, and that's great from a coach's perspective. They've been really good to work with.
Thanks very much, Graham.
Thank you.
Jake, sorry, he's got a stylist.
You think so?
Yeah, there's a stylist in the camp.
Something's different, isn't it?
Yeah, he's faded out the beard. He's got the roll neck and the navy. He looks slick.
Yeah, but he's getting the performance to match. So it's fine if they come out and play like that, because let's get it right. OK, this is a guy who's had a fascinating management career, but you can argue in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge against AC Milan, it's probably the biggest sort of tactical test of his career, and he got it absolutely spot on.
He did, and he's put the hard yards on. That VT we did when you see him going off to the Swedish third division to play his trade, that shows the measure of the man, really. The fact that he's put the hard yards in. He would have seen so much in his coaching career. So he's come here tonight, and he didn't look overawed. He looked very comfortable. I thought he looked comfortable in the first Champions League game we played. We made a big thing about him not, the newspaper reports of him not even attending a Champions League game, and now he's managing one. So I thought he got it spot on tonight tactically. I thought they was aggressive. I think he praised the personality of his players. I thought that come across, because even the substitutes, even Conor Gallagher coming on for 10 minutes, just at it, and that shows us a healthy squad.
And he was keen to not get carried away. You could tell that as well. He was just playing it down.
I don't think Graham Potter's ever got carried away. In interviews, he's so sort of balanced and relaxed, win, lose or draw. And I like the fact that he's carried that on coming to a bigger club. If there was any question mark on Graham Potter, it would be how can he cope with better, big name players, big club, Champions League. And I think tonight proved that he's not fazed by it at all.
So far, so good.
Welcome back to our Champions League studio. Fantastic to have you with us this evening or this afternoon, depending on where you are and what time of day it is where you're watching. Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards. We all love doing this show. We have a lot of fun, don't we? And I feel like you know that your show is doing well when you start to see parodies appear on TikTok.
Oh, what's this?
Yeah, so just take a look at this one. You may have seen this one.
Back again, mate. What am I wearing? Clothes. Why? What are you wearing? Fashion, mate. You used to today say, this is drip, and I wouldn't expect you to know anything about it. Anyway, I want to have a bowl of pasta, 2 donuts, and a soda, please. What? We're live. I am Mo. Nadia! He's
pretty good.
He is pretty good.
He's very good, in fact. He's very, very good.
You start when you watch that, you start wondering, man, has he been in the building? Like, how does he know some of this stuff? Obviously, we have a sponsor here on this show, right, called JustEatTakeaway.com. And, you know, I think maybe we found our brand ambassador for you guys if you're watching JustEatTakeaway.com. Because take a look at this. This is last night, right? This is what we all witnessed. First of all,
the man put a piece of paper. Look at this!
Can we spin forward to tonight? Where do we start with that?
Oh,
How many dishes? Number one.
What's this?
What's up?
No, can we see, please, the piece of paper that you put to protect your soup? Can we see it again? What
Can we
was
flash
that?
back to that?
And then you try. What is this?
Even his notes.
I didn't want to get it on my Tom Brown, you know what I mean?
Get something proper. What is this?
No wonder them suits are tight.
The guy had 6 main courses.
He did.
Wow.
It was a banquet, Chinese banquet.
You got me again, guys. You got me again.
Yeah. JustEatTakeaway.com. I know you were looking more for Tom Brown, but how about JustEatTakeaway.com?
Get it right. Deliveroo.
No, we're not in the UK.
Oh, okay.
It's a sponsor of our own show.
Sorry. It wasn't Deliveroo, sorry. It was Just Eat. I've got it. I've got a proof for you, don't worry.
It's all right, we're not live. We'll take that out.
I don't think they'll sign you now, Micah. Sorry.
Darn it.
Let's talk about our main game this evening, which was Chelsea at home, Stamford Bridge, against AC Milan. Big win for Chelsea, and one that you guys said you found encouraging for Chelsea now moving forward. Underneath Graham Potter, it's looking good for them.
Yeah, it is. I think the guys that mentioned it. I was pretty disappointed with Leao because I mentioned him and Reece James before the game. But it was that man Fofana who actually gets the goal. Typical of Jamie Carragher, he says here. But it's that little bit of luck they needed. You get the first header here, a little bit unlucky. But that, you know, set him in good stead. But I was disappointed with Leao. I built him up before the game. There was one moment in the game where he did nice jinking, and had that gone in, the game might have changed. But Reece James absolutely ate him alive. Not just defensively, he kept literally going back and forth. But this is a chance I'm going for. Had this gone in, the game might have been different. And we talk about small margins in game. This is what I want to see more. It's jinking, jiving, and he was so unlucky. But after that moment, Reece James was forcing him back the other way. He gets his assist and he gets his goal later on in the game. But AC Milan, I know they've got big injuries, but very disappointing night for them. Chelsea will be very happy.
You agree with that, Thierry? Very disappointing night for AC Milan?
But that was expected. We didn't know where Chelsea were going to be. New manager, new system, from what they played at the weekend. But Milan are where they are. They're building. Yes, they won the league, but it's a big step. They're still in it, by the way, when we see the group stage. But I would like to say that not having Mike Maignan and Hernandez and Calabria at the back was massive for them.
Let's take a look at the other goals then that went in for Chelsea in this game. Second and third goals coming up here.
Yeah, but we just want to talk about this is the Reece James. Sorry there to jump in, Cara. Just talking about Reece James there. It's just, although it's really bad defending from Tomori, he gets in these positions and he always puts good quality into them areas. In there for Aubameyang just to say, come and finish me. And we talked about the flip. He's not got much power as he used to have. And then, you know, the last bit, it's that overlapping, forcing them the other way, and then the composure there. A lot of players in that position want to try to go across the goalkeeper, but he steadied himself and goes high. Keeper gambles a little bit, goes a little bit too low. I'm not a goalkeeper, but I heard Rob Reed in commentary saying it's a little bit low, and man of the match.
Well, that was your position.
Correct.
We saw Trent last night, we saw Reece tonight, both get on the goal score sheet. Who are you picking?
It's tough. Like, with England's squad, they play three, don't they, at the back? I would play Reece James right at the three, and I'd play Trent wing back. I just believe he can play in both.
So
and Reece James played in a three before and done very well.
But we're seeing him flying forward, scoring goals. You'd have him at centre-back.
It depends who we're
instead
playing.
of Kyle Walker?
It's an interesting debate for an English audience, but let's switch it over to what would be an interesting debate for an American audience. And let's talk Christian Pulisic, Jamie, because didn't start tonight, didn't make it onto the pitch. World Cup around the corner. If you're an American soccer fan or a Christian Pulisic fan, where are we at?
Where we have been, I think, for the last 2 years with him in terms of his Chelsea career. Obviously, the manager at Chelsea changes quite a lot. And you'd always think, OK, you're going to have a chance, a new chance to prove something. He might play differently. But we haven't seen much of him already. And, it's early days for Graham Potter. But Thomas Tuchel didn't use him too much. Certainly the new manager in these early games. So I think it's a little bit worrying for America in terms of the, World Cup. And we're talking in England as well about getting players up to speed for the World Cup. And it doesn't look like he's going to be maybe at his best in terms of fitness-wise, energy, sharpness, rhythm. Going into a World Cup. So I think it is really worrying for him because I just don't see how he's going to get the games. There's just so many players in those attacking positions. The most he's going to get is minutes coming off the bench, and I don't think that'll be enough for him to show his best in the national team in the World Cup.
Terry?
I'm going to repeat what I said the other day. At one point, you're going to have to bring something on the table. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's true. How many managers are not going to trust you? It's got to have to be you at one point. So find a way. The other day, Conor Gallagher came on against Palace. Yes, I know he gave him the ball, and Conor Gallagher still have to score that goal. That will go down as an assist, but it's showing something. That's why he came on tonight, because he scored against Palace away. So at one point, show us something and what you can do, and maybe be, fit for the World Cup for the US team. But how many managers are not going to trust you? At one point, it's going to have to be you. You have to show something.
OK, let's take you out to Peter Schmeichel and get his read on this game, because you're over there at Stamford Bridge, disappointed that Micah didn't give you the big hype before when we were teasing to break. But don't take it personal, Peter.
I'm not. But Micah, you say the keeper gambled a little bit. What's his name?
Don't worry, that's why we come to you, Peter. Tatarusanu. I played with him at Fiorentina. So you're not going to catch me out that way, Peter.
I was just checking you. Only because you said the keeper, you didn't say his name. It's a good friend of yours. I thought, I actually, if I'm honest, he was the only Milan player today who played well. Everybody else, I mean, I sometimes wonder why players bother to travel all this way. You go into a hotel, you prepare yourself, you train, everything, and then you come out and you give a performance like that. I actually thought it was really, really bad. AC Milan today, there's a lot of new players in there who had an opportunity to show the manager that they should play in the team, but I mean, nobody did. It was really, really disappointing. It was the best day for Chelsea to have. If ever there's an easy game in the Champions League, that was it for them, and they needed it. And, it's not that they were brilliant. I didn't think Chelsea were brilliant at all, but they won 3-0, and that's going to be, that's in the weeks to come, that's going to be something that Graham Potter can work on. And, that's a lot of work for him to do. Sat here in the stadium, couldn't really see the style of play. I couldn't really see what his ideas for this game was. It was just one of these weird games. And until it was 2-0, everybody in here, they were with me. They were nervous. It wasn't this great atmosphere that you expect on a Champions League night. But at the end of the day, Chelsea got they got the 3 points, they got the 3 goals, and they come out of this smelling of roses.
Peter, AC Milan had a few injuries, though. Is that a little bit harsh in terms of what you've seen tonight?
Yeah, I agree. But you know as well as I do, if there is an opportunity, if you are a player that's not in the starting 11.
Warning signs. He did neither of them, and Chelsea scored with the third. Yeah, and they'll be kicking themselves, because up to that point, they were the better team. They started the game, they got into a groove straight away. But there's 3 set pieces, 3 corners, and the second 2 were identical, but this one, Thiago Silva, all 3, they fall on his head, unmarked. They do zonal marking here, where they don't mark him at all at any points of this.
See that one there? Watch the next one after this. It's exactly the same position. If you see this happening after one time, let alone two, you get someone around that area, around him, to put a bit of pressure on. And after that, then it's a bit of a melee and they score.
Yeah, but you can commit to zonal marking, but you still got to give the players licence to understand. On the second occasion, when Thiago Silva has a free header, somebody, at least one of the blockers, go and get on him. But they was all over the place at this point, Milan, and it's cost them because they was in the ascendancy at this point in the game.
There were consecutive corners separated by about a minute and a half. I mentioned for Wesley Fofana, we saw him get the goal there, then he trudged off, and you saw his face as he went, and you said, I think he knows that's a bad one after all his issues.
It's an injury he's had before, so he probably knows if something's not right. And even when he went in with Leao, you could tell that his knee sort of didn't look right. It buckled. You just hope it's not too serious. It's not sort of a long-term one. But then he looked like he tried to play on, and it wasn't right.
Okay. Well, after the game, as soon as we get any news on the injury, we'll bring it to you. Let's talk about one man for Milan who's looked fantastic. Every time he gets the ball, he has one plan and one plan only, and you can't stop him.
Yeah, the noises coming out of Rio Ferdinand that was so inappropriate when he picked out the ball. The excitement levels were just... I've not heard it.
Rafael Leao.
No, but he's got just... sometimes he's audacious. This was a great pass from Tonali, first and foremost. But, again, this situation here, one thought in his mind, get to the danger area, commit people, strength, pace, guile, skills, unpredictable, close control. He's got it all in there. Just the end product you're looking for at times.
But you see there, Rio, that is 2v1 there. Yeah. James and Sterling have both doubled up. That's as a result of him going 1v1. Every 1v1 moment so far in the game, he's taken a player on. So even at 2v1, he's still getting past. It's such an exciting player.
He's got no respect for any reputation.
No.
And what do you prefer from Rio? The proper analysis or the yelps and the squeaks and the shouts when he's watching it?
A mix and blend of both would be great for BT Sport, let me tell you.